We're now going to talk about solving exponential inequalities requiring logarithms. So here we have solve for x, give values correct to 2 decimal places if necessary. 4 raised to the power of x is less than or equal to 10. How is it that we could answer this question? Well, there are 2 methods that we could use. We're first going to talk about the first method, which is going to involve us sketching the graph. So let's begin by sketching it. So what does 4 raised to the power of x looks like? Well, it's going to look like this. Y is equal to 4 raised to the power of x. Now, what you have to take a note of here is it looks like this as opposed to this because my base here is greater than 1. So look here, I'll zoom into these notes here. You need to know that a graph looks like this when the base, a, is greater than 1. It would go the other way, so reflected in the y-axis, if the base here was between 0 and 1. And that's really going to be important when doing these inequality questions. All right, let's zoom out here a bit. Okay, the next thing that we have to consider is just this point right here where it's touching the y-axis. And we know that this is going to be 1 because when x is 0, 4 raised to the 0 is 1, so that's going to be there. The next thing we have to graph now is this 10. So this is just y is equal to 10. So it's just going to be a straight line there. Y is equal to 10. Okay, now, having done all of this, let's reread this inequality question, but let me rephrase it purely using this graph here. So what this is saying is, where is the red graph lower than or equal to the blue graph? Let me say that again. Where is the red graph? So where is the red graph lower than or equal to the blue graph? And hopefully you can realize that it's right here. This is where it's below, and here is where it's equal to. So now if I want to give the x values for which correspond to this region here, what I need to find is I need to find this intersection spot. And then I can say everything to the left of that intersection spot is going to give me out values that are less than the blue line. So as you can see here, if I was to grab out another color, if I was to sub in an x value of this, so below the intersection point, do you see how I'm going to get a y value out that is less than 10? But if I put in a value greater than the intersection spot, then I'm going to get a y value out that is greater than 10. Well, I want to give out values that are less than 10. So it has to be x is less than whatever this point is here. So to do that, what we're going to do is step 1, find where they intersect. So intersect, we need to find where they intersect. So that means I take my graph and I set them equal to each other. That's how you find where things intersect. Now, notice that I can't get them both to be the same bases, can I? So this is where the logs come in. So to solve this, we're going to use our log. X is equal to log of base 4 of 10. That's telling me that it intersects there. So log 4 of 10. That is the intersection spot right there. So then the second part is just merely giving my answer. So I'm going to say, well, x is less than or equal to log 4 of 10. And that's going to be my answer. So when my x is less than or equal to this point here, I'm going to get out values less than 10. That's what it's saying there. So hopefully that makes sense.